Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks. Check this out from the Daily Wire. Quote, I was wrong. Young Turks Kasparian admits she bought into false Rittenhouse narrative. Mad respect. 100% respect.
Wow.
Disagree with her politics. I think the Young Turks have been very unfair to me. I think they've lied about me on more than one occasion. Cenk Uygur screamed at me at Politicon for no reason. When I've known the guy for years, and I politely asked him, like, hey, you guys put up a smear piece on Dave Rubin, but like my name's like in the thumbnail in the middle. And then he starts yelling at me. All of that aside, if you recognize that you're wrong and you correct it, I will give you the respect you deserve. Because if we still, if someone comes out and says, I bought into this false narrative on Kyle Rittenhouse, which is what Ana Kasparian did, and then we refuse to accept their acknowledgement, you only encourage them to keep doing bad. We tell them thank you for saying the right thing with respect, and hopefully they continue to do the right thing, do the research. Looking at these tweets from people, they keep saying crossing state lines with a gun, crossing state lines with a gun. They keep saying assault rifle, assault rifle. Wrong. These people have not done any research into this at all. And if they do, I'll give them the respect they deserve.
Well, that's big that she came out and corrected her statement, because if we remember, I mean, the mainstream media, especially MSNBC, they were calling Kyle a domestic terrorist, a mass murderer. They were using extremely hyperbolic language in order to kind of inflame this situation. There's people trying to make this about race. And again, this has nothing to do with any of that. But when it comes to this kind of salacious action, someone actually saying, hey, I was actually wrong here is very big, because the mainstream media doubled down, tripled down, and they're still trying to ignore a lot of important facts in this case. They didn't know what happened, but they still were able to declare definitely domestic terrorists, definitely a mass murderer. Again, we're still finding out all the details of the case here, and the picture portrayed here is totally different.
I saw a really funny tweet. You know who I love to shout out is Cameron Kasky. Because he seemed like somebody who was acting in good faith initially, but he's totally just lost any will, to be honest. He tweeted something really funny. He tweeted, how come something, I'm paraphrasing, how come all of these centrists are so much smarter than me? And I thought it was really funny because he's being sarcastic. He's saying they're not. But I realized that's the attitude that many of these establishment Democrat types and leftists have, where they don't actually read the news. They don't know what they're talking about, but they're arrogant enough to get online and say these things. And there are tribalist individuals who are willing to retweet it because it makes them feel good inside. But when you come out and say assault rifle, when literally not a single person in Kenosha had an assault rifle, not a single person. I'm not going to play stupid semantic games. They meant long gun, not assault rifle. But saying that is factually and legally wrong. And they don't bother to do a Google search. A Google search. 5 seconds to figure out what an assault rifle is. They don't even do that. They get verified, they get 1 million followers, and then they tweet, I'm smarter than you.
I prefer DuckDuckGo, but that's just a separate topic.
Right.
Go ahead, Jack.
I was thinking that a lot of these people's perceptions on this are prejudiced from the actions that Facebook and GoFundMe took very early on.
That's right.
Right? So if Facebook, where grandma shares pictures of her cats, tells me that Rittenhouse is clearly guilty and you get suspended. I don't know. They remember the details, but they did ban and censor some elements about this. And GoFundMe definitely took down his fundraiser. Well, then it must be true, because Facebook is a benign entity where my pictures of my grandkids are getting likes from all of our cousins.
Social media took people down for talking about facts of this case. So that's absolutely huge. People were prevented from having a discussion what was going on here. We only got mainstream media dribble and assertions, and then everyone else left talking about this was scared of being targeted and taken down. There's people demonetized. There's people who lost their channels. There's people who were eviscerated and deleted, unpersoned, because of even discussing the facts here.